Do you have a favorite Hitman game?
Yeah, yeah. It's good to say that. There is there's one of my favorite levels from the early games was, I believe, from Silent Assassin, and we're in St. Petersburg. Uh, and I don't know why it was all this kind of crunching snow and these granite buildings in St. Petersburg in Russia. It it just was haunting, and with Jesper Kid's amazing score in the background. That for me had a very kind of. It reminded me of what was the film? The 39 Steps
Mm.
with Orson Welles, set in, I think it was post-war Vienna. It had the streets were empty and everything was kind of dangerous and suspicious and full of hidden danger, I suppose. And it felt lonely and it was just amazing. So that is the one level. Then, of course, I'm blown away by Blood Money, which went up a massive notch. And then um, in the later games, in the trilogy, the last trilogy, Hitman 1, 2, and 3, um, those have taken, for me, Hitman to a completely another level. And I adore Sapienza from.
Yeah,
I love actually the Paris level as well, the opening level. But
that's a really good level.
the Sapienza one is, sometimes when I've played Sapienza, I I go and I'm obviously Agent 47 and I know what's out there, and I go, you know what? I'm gonna go and have a coffee. I'm gonna go for a walk. This is such a cool town.
Yes.
It's based on one of these five towns on the west coast of Italy, the Cinque
Yeah.
Terre towns. So, because I can almost feel the attention to detail is amazing. You can feel the heat on the stone of the buildings and the coolness when you go into the under into the shade. So, and then by the time we got to the third level, the third game, the last game of the three, it had come kind of full story arc from Hitman 1 to Hitman 3, or Hitman 5 to Hitman 8, or whatever it's called. I don't know, something like that. That if you'd been a part of this journey from the beginning, you really appreciated that last game in a way which you could never explain to your parents or to someone who
Yeah.
has no connection with you. And you don't understand, Agent 46 was like his best buddy way back when they were created in Romania. And there's this moment where they're in the car together and they're going on a mission together. Or even in the last game, when Diana Burnwood is in South America, in Buenos Aires or wherever it is, and she's in the field with Agent 47. And man, that just there's such kind of resonance of memories and experiences all wrapped up. It becomes a very personal journey for the family of Hitman players
It
for the
really
last 2
does.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot I could talk about levels for a long time. I have favorite moments and I have uh, you know, favorite levels, but my
Yeah.
favorite kind of hit, by the way, is is an inanimate object. Like I love it when a chandelier or a big statue falls on someone. It's just like get out of that. It's just I don't. I like the humor of it.
Yeah. I One of my favorite levels in Absolution was
Yeah. Well,
the
yeah.
town of Hope. I don't know if you remember that one, but it was really cool. When you take out Lenny's gang, that little
Oh
town,
yeah.
that was so fun.
Oh
That to me is just
really?
so I love that. Yeah. And
Well,
then
here's the thing with Absolution. It's one of my favorite games because it was one of my favorite games to record. It had a very filmic script. It felt like Leon, uh, Jean Reno in the in that film Leon, where he finds, he's a hitman and suddenly finds himself having to look after this girl, and he's got no information in this area. What the hell, And it was a very personal kind of story. I know that a complaint of Absolution was it wasn't this sort of huge open sandbox, which Blood Money was before that. But I thought it was extremely filmic, and as a voice actor, the script was was really challenging. I got to do some serious acting in that stuff.
Yeah.
And, the stuff about I've got to kill my own boss and Diana Burnwood, who, spoiler, doesn't actually
Yeah.
die. But there was a lot going on for me as an actor, according to that. So yeah, I know the hits you're talking about. They were so cool.
They were. And I remember as a kid seeing the sort of promotion because when that game came out, it was a big time in the gaming world. There's a lot of great titles coming out, and it just happened to be another amazing one. And it was, I think, what I like about it most compared to the other games, although those are also phenomenal, is that it's so much Americana. I mean, it's literally
Yeah,
just America, and that's just so interesting to see
yeah, it
Agent
was.
47 operate in that field alone.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that must have been. I never thought of it like that. But yeah, yeah. Maybe that's why it also felt filmic, because when you see, I don't know because you live there, but when you visit from Europe or anywhere else on the planet, and you go to America, it just feels like it's a film. Everything feels
Mm.
like it's a film. And you, wow, Las Vegas, that's a film. I saw that. Oh, I remember this thing. Or wherever you go, it's in the middle of the desert, or of course, a place like New York. Oh, um, it's you guys invented film. You the best films in the world, the biggest films in the world have been made there, most of them. So yeah,
Yeah.
it did. It was an Americana. You're right.
In the new trilogy, my favorite level is probably Hokkaido. And I'm wondering,
Oh, really?
have the creators ever sent you to any of these locations in real life? Like, hey, David,
Yeah. Tell me about it.
go enjoy.
I keep suggesting it every time. My voice would sound so much better in Sapienza. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Japan this time of year is perfect for the voice. It
Oh my God.
would be nice.
Is
No,
there a place where you would want them, or a level that you'd like, a city or a town that maybe someday in the future?
that's not been there, or that I would go back to.
Probably not been there yet.
Oh yeah, that's a toughie. Um, ooh, well, Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
I tell you why. Um, it could easily also just be a place like Amsterdam, but I know we've done Paris, which is a kind of a no-brainer. Of course, you go to Paris. I've actually also suggested London in the past. Oh, sorry, I just want to. Because they've not done London either. But this, mm, maybe it would be too close for them. Maybe they think it'd be like, oh, we live here, nothing happens here. But I have I had a very interesting time when I first came to Denmark as this visiting actor. And again, I have no explanation about this. It felt very, very, very strongly like I'd been there before, and I haven't. I haven't been there before, and there's something there's something that kind of haunts me about that. That to do a level in a kind of old city, which you can almost feel the history of it, and it could easily be an Italian city. It could be Rome, you know, and it doesn't have to have links to the mafia, or it just could be good Italian values. Or so. I don't know. This there's something I'd like to see done. I mean, Hokkaido. I really loved Hokkaido. I loved it for the darkness and the shadow, the neon lights and the kind of almost Blade Runner feel to it in some places.
I've heard
Um,
you talk about Blade Runner before as well. What
yeah,
is your
well,
fascination with that
yeah, that's
world?
a. I mean, yeah, I have said this. I mean, I've read many times before, but it's my favorite film.
Hmm.
Um, and I just love all that. And again, it reminds me a bit like that 39 Steps film and like the level in St. Petersburg. It's something spooky and really cool about sort of shadows and reflections and water and things not looking as good as they could do. You know, it's just weird because as I say, one of my favorite levels is Sapienza, which is the opposite. It couldn't be more opposite. You know, you go in there for a holiday. Who's gonna die? Not me. But this, I'm open to being kind of spooked, but I
Tobias
yeah,
Reaper.
yeah, you got me going there. That's I'm gonna think about that. Where would I like to most? Yeah.
For me, I'd love if they.
Where would you give come with a suggestion? Maybe I could run it by the guys at Ivo.
I think if they did Istanbul, Seattle, Oslo, or Sydney, I think those would be fantastic places for an Agent 47 level.
Oslo.
Oslo,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oslo could be fun.